Hey, okay, so in this video, I wanted to take you through my latest sketchbook. In my illustration class that I teach, I actually made a deal with my students that part of the class is that one of the class requirements is that they have to keep a sketchbook for the duration of the semester. And I said, if you're going to do it, then I'm going to do it as well. So every week, I've been checking my students' sketchbook entries, and I would also show them my sketchbook. So I thought, well, I actually just finished it, and the semester is actually just about over. I just finished my sketchbook, so I thought I would make a video and just kind of show you what I've filled up in here since, I guess, January. So let's take a look. Nothing fancy. If you've seen any of my other sketchbook tour videos, you know that these videos aren't one of those videos where you're going to be amazed by an amazing sketchbook with beautifully finished drawings. My sketchbook philosophy is to keep it really just for practice use only, and keep it as less intimidating as possible. So I like to use cheap sketchbooks, cheap materials, anything that prevents me from drawing in the sketchbook itself, I don't use. So if I feel like I have to get too precious with something, then for me it's not worth using in my sketchbook. So you can see this is really just marker. The paper isn't fancy, so it shows through, but sometimes I like to draw on top of stuff like that. This is, I think, just like a dying Sharpie, but I kind of got a nice effect with shadow, all that. A lot of these are just from photographs, like photographs I find online. This was a cool photo of Clint Eastwood that I wanted to draw, so I just used a bunch of different tools, whatever I had handy, which was some colored pencil. I think I used some Sharpie and probably some mechanical pens or something like that. Over here, I guess I was in the mood to draw some Daredevil, and I also drew this woman. I think I just drew this woman first on the page. This was from a photograph, and then I just started drawing a bunch of Daredevil drawings around her. So a lot of times with my sketchbooks, I like to kind of bring it back to those days where you would like doodle in your notebooks. So you're not really, I try to stay as spontaneous and have as much fun as I can in the sketchbooks, and so I try to keep it more like doodling almost in a way. So while I'm listening to music or talking or whatever I might be doing, I'm kind of just drawing, having fun, whatever it might be. I think over here I found a parkour image that I liked, like a parkour athlete, and I thought it'd be cool to, you know, have Daredevil in one of those flying positions over there, leaping positions. This was from another old photo that I found online. I thought it was pretty cool. So just kind of drew it with like a soft, blunt pencil, a little bit crudely, but kind of like the compositional placement of it too. Again, a lot of these are just from old photos. And here I broke out like a pen nib and some brush and brush pen. These are actually some very early character designs that I've been working on for a story that I'm currently working on, something that I'm writing and drawing myself. So that's what this is. There's actually a lot of that, a lot of like thumbnails in this particular sketchbook, so we might breeze through some of that stuff just because it's a little bit illegible, and also I'll share more on that shortly. This was a quick drawing of Conor McGregor. I was working on this as an example for my class. I wound up scanning this into the computer and revising it and making it look a little bit more like him, but this is where it started. Again, this is more character design for a particular story. Some portrait exercise. This is a drawing, an idea for a drawing, maybe a more one-day finished illustration. there's a lot of really cool photographs of like old, I guess, I don't know what you call them, grape stompers, wine makers. So yeah, this was an idea I had about doing an illustration based upon that. And this wasn't from any particular photograph this time. This was just kind of from my head, but yeah, I wanted to put it down in my sketchbook so I wouldn't forget it. Maybe it's an idea that I could play with later on. And that's one of the beauties about sketchbook, is that you can, you know, just throw an idea down and maybe one day come back to it when you're flipping through it. This was some waiting room stuff. I think it was at Penn Station actually, and I was waiting for a train. And so drawing at a station when people are waiting is it's pretty great, because they're usually hypnotized by their phone and they'll never know that you're drawing them, which is pretty cool. And if you've ever watched people on their phone, they tend not to move much too. So it's good for drawing practice. Yeah, like I said, this is more of that story. I'll talk more about this hopefully as it evolves more. But yeah, so a lot of thumbnails in this sketchbook. This one you saw, or maybe you didn't. I made a video on this channel about this drawing, so maybe you can check that out if you're interested. But yeah, Gin Blossom's New Miserable Experience. I have no idea why I put that there. I mean, I love that album since I was a kid, but I think I just drew her first and then threw that record in there. More thumbnails, more thumbnails. Sketchbooks are great for thumbnails. And then what I do is I take these thumbnails and actually bring them into the computer and revise them and all that kind of stuff. But they start here, which just, it helps me stay loose when I'm in the sketchbook. These were also from another video that I made here recently. I was practicing some figure drawing while at home. And these are from the New Masters Academy YouTube channel. I link that in that video, but if you haven't seen that, I definitely recommend, if you need to practice while you're stuck at home, some figure drawing. They have a bunch of playlists of nude and non-nude timed poses, which are really helpful. So that's what a bunch of these were. Like I said, my sketchbooks are really just practice and experimentation, all that kind of stuff. I feel like the more bad drawings I make in my sketchbook, the better, because then I can hopefully get them out of my system and make better drawings when I have to. More figure drawing stuff. Just like, I find that doing figure drawings, things like this off of timed poses, ideally speaking, I love doing this stuff in person, but the way things are nowadays, this is second best. So this works well like at night or early in the morning, I find. Either winding down after a day of working, or before you start off drawing. Kind of loosens you up, and it gets your eye-hand coordination a little bit sharper. Makes some of the drawing for the rest of the day go a little bit smoother. So these were just more quick, I guess, gestural stuff. I don't know. Just went straight with a pen instead of doing anything with pencil. And that's it. I actually have 3 more pages left. Maybe I'll make a really short video about that. But yeah, so this is my most recent sketchbook. I thought I would add this to my collection of sketchbook tour videos. So yeah, cool. If you have any questions about this or sketchbooks in general, leave that down below. And feel free to check out some of my other sketchbook videos. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.